That is the value of the pound. I'm delighted to be joined now by Liam Halligan, our economics and business editor here in Liverpool in the Labour Party conference. What is going on with the pound? Why has it fallen in the last day?
We came here to discuss politics, didn't we, Tom? But as ever, it's the economy stupid in times of crisis. And I use the crisis word advisedly. I do think there's a sense now that the government's policies are under enormous scrutiny by the currency markets, by the debt markets. It seems almost unworldly. Why can't governments just do what they want to do if they're democratically elected? Well, they can't, Tom. Anyone that grew up in the 1970s will remember when the UK government went cap in hand to the IMF for a bailout. Now, we are miles away from that at the moment, but there is a lot of pressure on the government. Why? Because international investors who need to buy government debt to lend the government money so they can pay for energy price caps, schools, hospitals and tax cuts in the short term, they have decided, or at least they're trending towards the idea, that the government can't necessarily afford to do this.
Why is that when our debt as a proportion of GDP is the second lowest in the G7? We've got lower debt proportionally than the United States, than Canada, than Japan, than all of these comparable countries. Why then are people thinking that we are less able to pay it back?
It's all about cash flow. It's all about, can you finance what's going on in the short run? Now, I agree with you. I think what the markets are doing is irrational, but that doesn't matter. If the weight of opinion in the markets is such, you can't buck that trend. It's worth saying that even though the pound dipped below $1.03 on Asian markets when we were sleeping here in the UK, that's down from $1.40 this time last year. That's a 25% drop. That's absolutely huge, or more. Even though it was down at $1.03 just a few hours ago, it has now recovered $1.08 the last time I looked.
I believe we may be able to show a graphic of where the pound is compared to the dollar just in the last 24 hours. If we can get that up, we will. But I suppose the other question is, looking at the value of the euro, that has fallen against the dollar. That is now below parity with the dollar as well.
Some irrationality and overreaction here among financial markets because, look, the overwhelming trend on global currency markets, again, it sounds like an inane concept, but this stuff really matters. The overwhelming trend is a strong dollar. The Federal Reserve, the US central bank, easily the most powerful central bank in the world, they've been raising interest rates like Billio. They did 275.75% increases in a row. We've just done 50 basis point, 0.5% increases. Some people would say the Bank of England should have raised rates by more last week than 50 basis points. That's what the market was expecting. Then that would have shored up the pound. But look, this isn't just people in suits talking about rich people trading. If the pound goes down, that means imports are more expensive, and particularly imports of things priced in dollars,
like energy,
like oil and gas.
Yeah.
So for that reason, these trends are very, very important for everyone at home.
Well, lots